As part of our small brewing series, we're also trying to learn. So today, let's take a look at two beers that have the same recipe, just switch the hops. Welcome back, everybody. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll have seen both of these videos. On my right is Huel Melon. On my left is Falconers Flight. These are both smash beers, smash-ish beer. Falconers Flight is a combination of a lot of the different C hops. So some people are saying it's smash-ish because it is made up of different hops. I'm saying it's a smash beer. It's a single hop. Huel Melon is its own hop, so that is a true smash beer. It's up to you if you call the Falconers Flight a smash beer. Both of these beers are using 2 pounds of raw Pilsner malt. Hop schedule 0.39 ounces of each hop at 30 minutes, 0.29 ounces of each hop at 5. Both use 0.32 ounces as dry hop. So Huel Melon is a 5.9% alpha acid hop, where Falconer's Flight is 14.4. Now those alpha acids are what I bought. So if you're going to try this, make sure you try and match those alpha acids when you're making this. So today, kind of a learning thing. I think I caught on to it when I was drinking the Falconer's Flight, but I wanted to go over, what happens to some of these beers as they age. Why are we making multiple videos about the same beer? Each month I try one or I review one, and I have 4 bottles of each. So for 4 months, there will be a review on a certain beer. But this one I thought was different in the way that last month when I reviewed the Huel Melon, I loved it. And because they were brewed on the same day, they were bottled on the same day, I thought this was a good comparison. Just maybe how a hop might not go well by itself or might lend better to multiple hops being in there. So we'll go over some of this stuff. Head retention does go to the Falconer's Flight. Again, they were brewed on the same day, bottled on the same day. They both use the 25-ounce plastic bottles. They both use the same carbonation drops from the same package, but the Falconer's Flight does have a little better head. Now, the Huel Melon has been sitting out a while, but per the review, if you want to go back and watch that, it didn't have a head where the Falconer's Flight did. Color real quick. Color, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not. It's pretty much identical, except for the Falconer's Flight looks a little crisper, a little bit more yellow. Now that could be because there are more particles floating in the Falconer's Flight. Versus the Huel Melon. The Huel Melon looks like it's pretty clear versus the Falconer's Flight. So edge-wise, that would depend on if you're okay with drinking a little bit of trube hot particles in your beer. But to me, the Falconer's Flight looks a little better in color. The Huel Melon from the first tasting, I should say, looks like that malt is starting to take over. So this is where they change. Huel Melon, if we go ahead and taste it real quick. I'm not worried about the smells. I'm more in it for the taste because I think it's a little different. So the Huel Melon has that nice melon flavor, but right at the end, it's like bitterness is right there. And I think that's due to the low alpha acid in the hop, that it's starting to dissipate, that malt's starting to take over, so it's perceived as a higher IBU beer. I didn't get that on the last tasting, but I'm really getting it now. I talked about it in the actual review that there's like a brick wall in the back that just stops, and then that bitterness takes over. And I think that's because the IBUs are low at your 5.9% alpha acid on the Huel Melon. So I think it's just being perceived as a bigger bitterness than it is. Where the Falconers Flight, I think it's starting to come out of its shell. You're really, it almost tastes like cotton candy, like sweet cotton candy with some citrus in there. I think because the IBUs are higher and the alpha acid's higher, you're not seeing that drop off in the quality or the alpha acids and that malt start taking over. I think because of the higher alpha acid, it can keep itself up there longer before that malt starts taking over. So I just thought it was weird because I said it in the Falconers Flight video. I prefer this Falconers Flight now over the Huel Melon. Now, could we try and make a balanced beer where the Huel Melon was the same IBUs as the Falconers Flight? Yeah, we could do that. I think it would take a lot though to get it up there. Maybe we would have to use a lot more at the beginning of the boil, so that way we would introduce a lot more IBUs, where if you did it at the end, you're not going to add as many IBUs. But I just thought it was interesting that both beers have the same grain bill. They were brewed on the same day. They were bottled on the same day. But this Huel Melon tastes more bitter. Like the IBUs are way up there. Almost like you could say the Huel Melon has a lot of Warrior or a high alpha acid hop at the beginning of the boil to drive those IBUs up, and then it's supplemented with a Huel Melon to get that taste. But yeah, I would say as of now, your Huel Melon might be a hop that you want to add with other hops, so that way it can shine, and maybe a higher alpha acid hop can help keep that beer more balanced to let that Huel Melon shine longer. Whereas Falconers Flight, yes, it is made up of a lot of the C hops, so there's a more there's more to play with in there, higher alpha acid content, so it should last longer. I mean, some beers obviously that are high alpha acid hop, they might say drink within 3 months, drink within 6 months. But as we're seeing with this Huel Melon that is about 3-4 months old, it's starting to go downhill, I believe. I think next month that bitterness level will dive off a little bit more. That sweet malt from that Pilsner malt will jump up, and that bitterness will go down some. But it's fun to look at stuff like this because it seems like lower IBU beers could have a higher perceived IBU content than a higher IBU beer, and maybe it's like 60, but you're not getting that perceived bitterness because it is a higher IBU beer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you thumbs up this video, thumbs down if you don't like it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.